54.
Yeah, they asked the right questions. Listen, Tom,
Yeah,
but you got to build step by step. Otherwise. Yeah. Oh, do you want to know? I think we accomplished a lot of ground. You know, we accomplished a lot on Masechta Shabbos 54 Nun Dal. Says Arachelim Yotzos Kavulos. These are the female sheep that could go out kavulos. What's kavulos? My kavulos. Shemachabim al aliyah shalom lamata. Here, they tied their tail down to cover their genitalia. This was a period of time where they did not want the females to mate. And again, they didn't want them to go out with this because it could fall off, and then they would carry it. My mashma the high kavel lishna de ovid peri. Where do we see that this word kavel has to do with preventing fruitfulness? The chsiv, it says in pasuk in Melachim. This has to do when Hiram HaMelech, he was the king in Lebanon, was like the contractor for Shlomo HaMelech to build the Beis HaMikdash. And they had a whole debate how he was going to get paid. What are these cities that you gave me? He's talking to Shlomo HaMelech. It's like he was complaining. My eretz, implying that kavul is land that doesn't give good fruit. Then Rav Huna, my eretz kavul. Rav Huna shayu ba bnei adam shemuchuban b'kesur v'zah. Rav Huna teaches that it means that they were surrounded with gold and silver. So. And why was Hiram upset about this? It was a wealthy land, and he was given it. Why was he not happy? They were wealthy and they were spoiled. Why did Hiram need lands? Because Hiram provided 80,000 nosei sabal, it says in the pasuk. He provided the workforce to build the Beis HaMikdash. And if these people were wealthy, well, he wasn't going to be able to, recruit a lot of people. Now, Michael Summer was in the Shir. I don't see him here in the Daf Yomi.
No.
Huh? But he was with us for Yoredeya.
He's making
market hearing tonight since 6 o'clock today.
You made him hungry. Talking about mac and cheese. He wanted to go eat.
He wanted to eat that cholent where the guy fell in.
At.
Ernie, I asked you a serious question. Is the cholent trape? I'm not joking.
A human being was not dissolved, and his tom didn't go into the children.
Yeah, but they said the cholent was trape.
Depends.
I guess he wasn't Jewish, so they didn't take it. Ernie,
Hang on, no, it's from a doctor. Hang on.
A doctor.
One second.
Yeah, I really don't understand why.
Okay. In, all right. No, Rav Nachman Yitzchak Omer Eretz Chontoin Haita. That Eretz Kovel was an Eretz Chontoin. They had a lot of what like it was salt and it had like valleys or cracks. Like Kovel de Mishtarge Kara ad Kavlo. And people would like get it's like quicksand. People would get set would sink into the ground up until their like ankles. Other people say Eretz Kovel means a not fruitful piece of land. Then it said that the Rechelim can go out kavunos, shemechadnos olamilos. What is this? This is they would cover the sheep when they were born with some kind of material so that the sheep does not, that the wool does not get dirty. So it's very fine wool. Kiritnan se'es, the nega, saras, that's called se'es, is kitsemer lava. It's like white as snow. It's like white as wool. My kitsemer lavon. How white is that? It's like the wool of a sheep that from the first day that it was born was covered with this coating, like a baged, so that it would protect the wool from dirt. So they would go out with their udders closed up, and it was a machlokes. Three-way machlokes. Chachamim allowed it. Rabbi Yossi prohibited, and Rabbi Yudi said it depends on whether it was to keep the milk, to collect the milk, or to dry them up. So Itmar, Rav Amar Rabbi Yehuda, that if it's to dry them up, it's permitted. To collect the milk, it's also because to collect the milk, it's viewed like a masui. Ushmalam Allah Rabbi Yossi, who prohibits. Other people learn this as a standalone sugya. Rav Amar liyabish mutter v'lo l'chalei, that if you tie their udders up to dry them up, it's permitted. Otherwise, no. Shmuel Amar echad zeh v'echad zeh asur. And halacha is like Rav Yehuda and Rav, because we always paskin like Rav against Shmuel by Yisurim. Other people learn like this. Izim goats, yotzos tzuras liabish. They go up with their udders tied up to dry up their milk. Avalol chalev, not to collect the milk. Mishmaviv say amu kach halacha. That's the halacha. Ni meifis ezel liabish ezel chalev. Who can tell the difference? Therefore, both are asr. Amar Shmuel v'Amri lo Amar Rav Yehuda. Amar Shmuel look Rav Yehuda b'Seva. Ki asr Rav Yehuda Amar Rav Yechon Allah ketana kama. Mishnah. So we mentioned in the first Mishnah what type of implements an animal can go out with. This Mishnah says ubana ena yotza. What kind of implements can an animal not go out with? Lo yetze gamal dematul teles. This is also like a blanket. Can also not go out lo okud v'lo ragul. This is a certain way of tying their legs. The Gemara will explain how they do it. L'chein shar kol habehemus. And you can't do it to any other animal the same way. Another din, lo yikshok malim zeh b'zeh v'yimshok. You cannot put 10 camels together, string them together, and lead all 10 camels. We're going to see, you can lead one camel, but you can't lead a whole series of them. You can thread the rope through the foreleg of each animal. Uvilvad shelo yikroch. But you can't sort of join them all together. The Gemara will explain that more in detail. Tana lo yetze gamal b'metultelis akshura lo biznavo. A camel cannot go out with the blanket that's tied to its tail. But if it's tied to its tail and to its neck, so there it protects it from falling. So we're not going to come to carry it on Shabbos. You're allowed to do it. Amar Vahuna Yoitzis Nekeva Yoitzois Hagamal B'Mitultel Sakshur La B'Shil Yosa. If this mardas, if this blanket is tied to its placenta, so it's going to hurt if it tries to get rid of it, so it won't fall. So it's a mechanism to, that in that way you can. Then the Mishnah said, "Lo okul v'lo roku." What's that? I mean, okul akedas yad regel ki yitzchak ben Avram. Tying the front leg and the back leg together, the way Avram tied Yitzchak by the Akedah. Ragul shlo yokov yodal gabizrov yikshor. Here they would bend the leg at the knee and tie the bent leg to the thigh. So we can't go out that way. Why would they do that? They would do it to try to prevent it from running away. Rashi says, "Echad miyadav koifev klape mala, kosher kadesh lo yilo ela shosh regam livroach." And I don't know why you're not allowed to do it on Shabbos. I mean, if it's from Tsar, you shouldn't be able to do it at any time. Okay? Meisvei, awkward shtei adayim shtei raglayim. Tying the two front feet together, the two back feet together. Ragul shlo yokov yodal gabiz rav yiksha, which is, we have a kasha regarding awkward. Udamar kaitan, Tanya, awkward is akedes yad v'regel, front and back, or shtei adayim shtei raglayim. Ragul shlo yokov yodal gabiz rav. Fine. Akati lo dami. It's still, I don't understand. Bishma Reisha was safe for Nicha Mitzias Akasha. The middle of the Mishnah is still a problem. Elahu Amar Ki Aitana, Okur Akedes Yad V'Regel Kitzak V'Avram, Rogol Shlo Yikov Yorah Gabiz Rov Yiksha, which is exactly our Mishnah. But I'm still not sure why they said that you shouldn't go out Rogol. Weiter. Then it says, "V'lo yikshor gemalin," you can't tie a chain of camels together. My timer.
That's you.
It looks like you're going to market. So that's not appropriate for Shabbos. But you could thread a rope. This din that you could do the rope says it was Shabbos. It has to do with shatness. So the says, "Climb to my," what kind of shatness? Elam climb to Adam. That means a human being cannot tie himself to a camel. Just like, for example, al tachro shor v'chamor yachta. We're not allowed to plow with like two different animals. So maybe you're worried about hybrid between human being and an animal, there's no problem with climb with a human being. Ella climb the chavolim. So maybe if you have a rope made out of wool and a rope made out of linen, and you're going to create climb. Yeah, but just tying them together is not going to create climb. One of them says, the Gemara says, "Lo them climb the chavolim." If you tie it, so you're going to make then that is enough of a connection between the wool and the linen to make it kshat. Shmuel says that fine, you can't 10 camels, but you could lead 1 camel. But if you hold the rope to lead him, you should not allow more than a tefach of the rope to show beyond your hand, because then it looks like you might be carrying it. So there's a criteria on how to do it. There's another statement in Shmuel that it gives you 2 tefachs. On Rabbi Hashemar Shmuel tefach, Shmuel tefachayim, Shmuel halach l'maisa asal hashmina. Shmuel was telling us halach l'maisa that even though Chazal permitted 2, he said you should be machmir and only do 1. I thought the rule says the Gemara in the Brisa, you have to make sure that the rope does not get close to the ground in tefach. That's between, there are 2 different dinim, between the rope and the first camel that you're leading. So you got to make sure that that rope stays at least a tefach above the ground, so you don't drag it. And so everybody knows for sure that you're not carrying the rope, that it's tied to the camel itself. Mishnah. The donkey cannot go out with a blanket unless it's tied to him. It can't go out with a bell, even though the bell has been muffled with cloth. This is some kind of implement for teeth for the animal.
Lather.
I know, but it's not a ladder. It's some kind of implement that was used for teeth, to do something with his teeth. The lober tzur shebaraglo, and not with a strap its leg. They would tie chickens with certain string to identify them. They can't go out with that. Lober tzur shebaraglo, not with straps on their leg. The male sheep, when they would walk, they would have like a wheelbarrow below their tail, not to damage their tail. We don't know what that means. We don't know what that means. Below Parbora Cooper, we don't know what that means. Not Gemara will explain all those things, and it can't go out with a strap between its horns. And Rav Lezer tells us a story of Rav Lezer ben Azariah, who had a cow that went out with these with a ritzua between its horns. Now, why can't it go out the chamor with a blanket unless it's tied? So kedamar, like we learned, because we're concerned it's going to fall, and you'll pick it up. If it goes out with its bell, it looks like you're taking it to its market. What's that? They used to put these things on its cheek. What for? So it wouldn't like scratch it or wouldn't bite it or whatever. So it was some kind of protective device near the mouth. Not with some kind of band on its leg. The Avdi Leila Gizra. There's like an orthopedic, like they would straighten its legs with this. People would put string on the chicken as a simon. Who's it belong to? So they want switch it. Or they would put it on the chicken feet so that they won't break things. But all these things, if you put it on Shabbos, they could fall off, and you would end up carrying it. This wheelbarrow would be so that they wouldn't damage the tail. So you can't go out on Shabbos with it because of, again, you come to move it if it gets loose from the animal. What did that mean? From the time that they would shear the wool, they would anoint it with oil, so put it on its forehead so it wouldn't get cold. What do you mean? Even Mar Ukva, who was the Rosh Galusa, didn't have such treatment. So certainly they didn't do treatment like that to the sheep. When they birthed these sheep, they would place on them, woolen pieces of wool that were soaked in oil. One was on its forehead, one was by the uterus. Yalta was Rav Nachman's wife. Even Alta doesn't get treated this way. So it can't be that sheep are treated this way. There's a certain wood that comes from the islands, the chanun shmo, and it's called chanun. Umevin kisim, they would bring little fragments of it. Umenichim lo b'chotma, they put it in its nostril, kedishatis atesh, so it would sneeze. V'yiplu darnei rosha. I guess scabs or some kind of thing that would be on its head would come off when he sneezed. So why then only females? Why not the males? Because keeping the because the males fight each other, right? Right? The sheep with the horn, they do battle. So memela naflan, so the scabs come off by themselves. They don't need them to sneeze. Shimon the Zira Amar, Shimon the Nazir said, Kisma derisma. That what is Chanun? It's Kisma derisma. It's also rosam is a certain kind of wood. They would put pieces of this wood in their nostrils. Now I understand why Ravuna called it Chanun, because it's called the Chanun tree. El Rabbona my Chanunos. So why the Chachamim called it Chanun? By putting the tzemer is a simon that you should have rachmim on the sheep. So from Lashon Chanun Barachu. A calf cannot go out with a gimon. My egel bagimon. On Ravuna Barnira. It's like a little yoke. A cow wears a yoke, an ox wears a yoke. So they would train the little calves to wear yoke. That it's like it's kafifas to put your head down to see halachov ka'agmon rosho. So the concept of gimon is like a tyrant, somebody who puts your head down. The low part of ora kupar. A female cow could not go out with this leather kupar. The adilok yechidelo the mitzvah yale. This was against leeches, so the leeches wouldn't bite it. The Lord B'tzur Shebein Karneha, it can't go out with the strap between its horns. Now, Rav already said that these kind of straps, whether it's for decoration or for protection, it's prohibited. Either one. It's a machlokes Rav Shmuel. Parosu Shmuel Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. The Mishnah says that his cow did go out. I understand. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah was the wealthiest Jew. Tracer Alfe Igle, he had 12,000 calves. Have a Meister, he would give Meister. Means he had 120,000 born. Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah me'edrei kol shata v'shata, that means every year. So this very wealthy man. So what do you mean his cow? Tana lo shelo aita. Ela shel shchenta was his neighbor. But he didn't protest. That cow was called his cow because he should have protested. Rav Chanina, Rav Yochanan, Rav Chaviva Masnu, the Kula de Seder Moyed. When you see these Amoyroim appearing throughout Seder Moyed, Koki Aizuga Chalufi Rav Yochanan and Ma'ayel Rav Yonason. Whenever you see Rav Yochanan, take him out and put in Rav Yonason. What do they say? A person sees something going on in his house and he doesn't protest. So he gets punished for all the things that his family's doing. If the Parnes Ha'ir, the person, the Jew is in charge of the city, sees his people doing things not appropriate, and he doesn't protest, he's punished for the whole, he gets the punishment of everybody. And if he sees the whole world doing something, he doesn't protest, he's punished by the sins of the whole world, or all of Yisrael. Like he talked, Rashi says, a melech or a nasi, where he could be protested, and they could be afraid of him, and they would listen to what he has to say. So there's a lot of responsibility on leadership. Amrav Papa, even the exilarch in Bavel also was, if he didn't protest on what he saw was being done, at least the Jewish world, he would get punished by whatever is due to the other people. Hashem will come in judgment of the ziknei, of the zikanim of the Am and its officers. In Sarim Chatu, zikanim Echatu. If the officers sin, what kind of sin did the zikanim do? We're talking about the Chachamim that didn't protest, that they saw the Sanhedrin doing, that they saw the officers doing inappropriate things. Okay.
Good night, Shkoyach.
Shkoyach, Ernie, Shkoyach.